Good morning, Robles. Today is Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, and this is Roble TV.
Good morning, Rebels. My name is Angie Valencia, and I'm a senior here at Savanna High School. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Rebels, a reminder that tomorrow, Thursday, is a late start. There is no zero period tomorrow, and first period starts at 9:20 a.m. for everyone. Thank you, Rebels, and don't be late.
Make some
taking it all for us. Doing it all for love.
Rebels, today is the last day to turn in the guest contract. Be sure to get yours turned into the activity windows today before 3:45 p.m. See you at the dance, Rebels!
Rebels, Saturday Academy is back. Join us on Saturday, November 4th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Saturday Academy is for all students. However, this is an opportunity for students with one or more days of excused or unexcused absences to get attendance credit with your AP to be able to attend school events. A sack breakfast and lunch will be provided for any student who would like one. Scan this QR code or look for the sign-up link in your email.
Hi seniors, I'm Mrs. Alvarez, Senior Counselor, and I will be hosting late hours every Wednesday until 6:30 p.m. Please come by and work on your college applications, scholarship applications, research post-secondary plans, or anything else you need help with. See you at the Student Center.
Seniors, SoulCal Grad will be on campus all day on Thursday, November 2nd in the History Quad to help you with your cap and gown. You can also order your caps and gowns by visiting soulcrad.com or scanning this QR code.
Attention Rebels, Savannah's library will be closed all day today for a United Way presentation. They will be back to their normal hours tomorrow during late start.
Savannah's Band and Color Guard is still looking for both adult and student volunteers to help us host our annual marching band tournament on Saturday, November 11th at Glover Stadium. Please use the QR code to sign up for a shift for any student. Students will be granted community service hours for their time. This is a great opportunity for campus clubs to get involved. If you have any further questions, please speak with Mr. Penaloza in the band room.
Rebels, come join Sociedad Honoraria Hispánica and the World Language Department on Thursday, November 2nd for a special Dia de los Muertos event. Entry is free and the event will run from 4 to 7 p.m. in the Language Quad. Come check out the art, entertainment, and altars, and stay for the food and drinks available for sale. Hope to see you there.
Savannah's boys soccer program will be hosting a limited tryout on Monday, November 6th after school. Only students who sign up with Coach Ramirez in the AD office by the end of the week will be invited to the tryout. Please see Coach Ramirez with any questions.
Good morning, Savannah, and welcome to a special edition of Rebel TV. I'm Mr. Rubio. Many of us have been seeing the violence in social media or on TV about what's going on in the Middle East. And you may have lots of questions or feelings or opinions about what is happening. And at Savanna, our goal is to develop empowered students, engaged in academic excellence, and are called to develop purposeful lives. So to that end, I've invited two of our amazing teachers to have a conversation with me about what we think and how do we really talk about this issue. So thank you, Mr. Torres, Ms. Calles, thanks so much for being here today. So in brief, so a student might not really be knowing what's going on in the Middle East. They've heard a couple things here and there. In a brief summary, like what do you understand to be going on right now in the Middle East?
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, basically an organization called Hamas unleashed an attack against Israel, and as a result there has been ensuing violence that has been perpetuated, and there has been ongoing violence happening from both sides on the issue. So yeah, that's as far as I can go.
Okay. Yeah. And it sounds like it's been an ongoing issue for many years, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you see these things, especially in current events, how do you think about when it comes to bringing this into the classroom? What do you think about, Ms. Calles?
As history teachers, I think it's really a big responsibility for us to have a space in our classrooms to be able to talk about these issues. So when something like this does come up, first of all, I try to be prepared to talk about the issue and see how we could connect it to the content that we're teaching, and then come into the class with offer an opportunity for the students to share any concerns that they have, really ask them any questions that they have, because I think there's probably a lot of misconceptions that they're probably hearing from social media and from other news sources or from people. And so just having an opportunity to say, okay, we're gonna come into class and I'm gonna open it up to see if we could just share out our concerns, what are some questions that we have, and just offering that space for them, and then to dig a little deeper as well about the issue so that students can understand it.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Torres? What do you think about how do you bring this into the classroom, this topic?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, it's been incredibly fascinating to be a teacher this day and age, right? And just to be alive in this day and age. It seems like every week, every month, there's some new unprecedented event that is going on. So I think it's important for us here at Savanna and in our department specifically that we lean into these kinds of events and actually, like Ms. Calles had mentioned, right? We actually talk about the things that are going on, and that it's important for us as teachers to be informed, because our students do have questions and our students are constantly plugged into this information. Always, right? They have a little device in their pockets that allows them to be connected to an endless source of information. So I think it's in our best interest and the community's best interest that we as teachers come with information and are able to, dispel any untruths that we possibly can.
Yeah. So you touch on something with the social media, that they're getting a lot of information, and some of that can be good, that could be helpful, but there's a lot that might not be. So how do you prepare students to tread through that, or to be cautious at least when they're on social media?
I think by asking students, okay, what do you already know about? What have you heard? And having that start off the conversation. And then a lot of times it's rumors, where it's very biased information, it's one-sided. When you look at a social media post or a quick video, you don't really know the whole story of what's going on. So just to let them know, just because you see this being posted on, on a TikTok or on Instagram, or you really need to know where your sources are coming from. Sometimes there's altered videos that are going around, and you can't really assume that what you're seeing is true. So just really using that as a learning moment to talk about how we have to look at this issue in different sources. Let's look at reliable sources. Let's look at bias. What did the person who posted it, what did they believe? And where can we get information to really look at both sides of the issue and really come up with an educated decision, and just to have knowledge of it, because social media by itself, you cannot rely on that.
Yeah, so I agree with a lot of what Ms. Kaya said. I think for the most part, as somebody who got a degree in history, my professors constantly stressed, this idea of we need to be able to collect sources from everywhere, right? To be able to come to a conclusion and to be able to come to this idea of some semblance of truth, right? Because one person's truth is another person's propaganda, right? And I think it's important that we're able to allow our students to see what does propaganda look like, right? And what does disinformation look like? Because if we lean away from it, I think we're doing our students a massive disservice, right? When they need to be able to see what propaganda looks like and what these things look like so that they can spot it, right? So I think, there are plenty of units in history and in government where we can, bring these things to light, right? And to be able to connect what happened in the past to what's happening now. So yeah, I think just being able to collect all these sources, like Ms. Kaya said, from both sides, so like that our students could come to an educated understanding of what is happening.
It's interesting because I think that end goal of understanding, right? The end goal for propaganda is just a feeling. It's getting someone riled up and getting them very passionate, which is nothing wrong, but is that really positive? Or is that building people up? Is that really tearing people down? And then the understanding in itself is helpful, but only to a certain extent. So when you're thinking about a student's understanding, what comes after that understanding? What for you as a teacher, students should understand, but what comes after understanding for your students?
That's it for today's Robo. Have a Marachi Wednesday.